What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Pod of Aggieland. Y'all thought we were done, but we are not. This is your host, yours truly, Chase Lane, previously number 2 in the field, but always number 1 in y'all's hearts, man. As you know, if you've been on social media, if you've been keeping up with like my recruiting process as I've been in the portal, I recently just committed to Georgia Tech down in Atlanta, Georgia. Going to the ACC, could not be any more excited than I already am, man. I'm so excited to, yeah, I'm so excited to get down there. I was trying to give y'all an episode last week, but I was on my visit and I was in Atlanta doing things. So, we're gonna talk about my visit and some other things, and so let's get right into it, man. Yeah, let's get right into it. I'm excited. So, no quote, because I kind of just want to spend this episode, just kind of talking about the portal process for me as it came to a close, and just talk about where Georgia Tech even came from, because I did not mention it in the last episode, and just talk about just my trip in overall. So, yeah. So to start, like I said, I didn't mention one thing about Georgia Tech. I was talking about some other schools. I was talking about Arizona State, and I was actually planning to visit Arizona State this past weekend, but I ended up being at Georgia Tech. So let me just say this. I kind of talked about it in the last episode, just about like how crazy and how unknown it is when you're in the portal and you deal with so many different curveballs and just things that come onto your plate, and because I think there's over 1,100 kids in the portal, man, and I saw today like some kids are still hitting the portal, and it closes on January 18th. So it just goes to show, man, like I said in the last episode, like there's a harsh reality when you're actually in the portal, because half those kids aren't going to find a home because there's only so many scholarships to give out. So this season of the podcast has been greatly supported by our friend Alexis Knox at the Hudson team. Being in the portal was a one-of-a-kind experience, and I could not have done this without my parents, my girlfriend, my close friends, just everyone that was involved, continuing to just, keep me up and, keep me confident in myself, and and to keep me patient, because like I said, this is a very extremely patient process, and you got to be ready for any curveball that it might throw at you. If you are looking for a new home like I was, it is imperative that you have the people by your side to help guide you, and that's exactly where Alexis Knox and the Hudson team comes in. The Hudson team is the number 1 Zillow ranked team in the Bryan-College Station area based on sales volumes and number of transactions done each year. All members of the team are former students at Texas A&M, and I guess I'm a former student as well, including our friend Alexis Knox. Alexis is a broker associate and a realtor with over 5 years of experience. She and her team love helping Aggies find their dream home and are with you every step of the way throughout the process. We all know the importance of a good home in college football, and the same is especially true in life. So if you're in the Bryan-College Station area or the Austin area, contact them at 281-745-0010. That's 281-745-0010. You can also find Alexis at Alexis Knox Realtor on all social media platforms, or on her website at alexisknoxre.com. Like I said, man, actually, I'm gonna break it down for you like this. I didn't say anybody this, and I'm gonna break it down for you on the show. So last week, I think, or I think the end of 2 weeks ago, I was about to take a shower. I was trying to finish up schoolwork for finals and everything. And I got a phone call from Haynes King. And Haynes was like, what you think about Georgia Tech? And I was like, because none of their coaches had hit me up. Like, I knew that they had just hired Coach Key as from interim to head coach. And, I know he was trying to, clean his offensive staff up. But I was kind of just like, that'd be cool. Like, I guess. But I was kind of sold on going to Arizona State. Like, I'm going to say this too. If I wasn't going to Georgia Tech, I was going to Arizona State. So I'll just say that too. But I was so sold on Arizona State. Like, I'm going to Arizona State. Like, it's a done deal, yada, yada, yada. Like, coaches already knew I was coming, all that. And so Haynes was like, hey, man, like, Coach Key, like, they just hired this OC, Coach Faulkner. He coached at Southern Miss in Georgia. And he was just like, hey, man, like, they want you. Like, they're going to be hitting you up. I just wanted to know if you were interested. But, like, they wanted me to reach out to you. And they're going to be flying down tomorrow to come see us. So I was like, what? So then we get off the phone. The OC, Coach Buster Faulkner, he hits me up on Twitter. And, we start talking. The quarterback's coach who actually won the Heisman Trophy at Florida State, Chris Winkie, he hit me up too. And he called me and they were like very adamant in trying to meet with me. So, next day came and I was just like, you know what? Like, F it. Like, let's just go. Let's just go see what they're talking about. So, me and Haynes, we went to go have lunch with Coach Key, the head coach, Coach Faulkner, the OC, and Coach Winkie, the quarterback coach. And we were just sitting there and we were having lunch with them and just I don't know, man. It's just like like how they say that like you can how a person's gonna be like 3 or 4 minutes into meeting them, and just if you like observe them and everything, like everything just felt right. Like from that first conversation, like everything felt genuine. They were extremely personable. Like it felt like I had known them for 5 or 6 years. And, they came prepared, man. Like Coach Key, he like came with like different like portfolios and he was just like showing me Haynes like the different things he's trying to do with this program. Like they were just telling us like how much of a necessity that we were in recruiting us. And I feel like so many guys get caught up, especially coming out of high school, like the big name school. And Georgia Tech is a big name, being in the ACC or a Power 5 program. But, like I feel like kids get caught up in the Clemsons and in the Texas A&Ms and in the Alabamas and the Georgias and things like that. And I feel like sometimes that can cloud your judgment because you got to think schools like that. Those are considered to be the premier, top-notch programs in the country. So those kids, those teams, have kids that are your talent or better. So I feel like sometimes we kind of sell ourselves out to just try to go to these big name programs and things like that. But, while Georgia Tech is a big name program, let's be honest, they haven't necessarily seen the success that they've wanted to see in recent years. But, Coach Key came in last year and turned things around and a testament to him, very rarely do you see a interim head coach at a Power 5 program end up being named the head coach. So that just says so much about him and, just how he was able to rally that team and, get those guys to finish the way they did. They ended up knocking off number 13 North Carolina at the end of this past season on the road. So, Coach Key is going to do and is doing tremendous things with that program. And, that's why I was even more intrigued to, join him and, be a part of that change that they're trying to do down there at Georgia Tech. But like I was saying, it felt genuine, like I said. And it just felt like, and while we're meeting with them, I'm like, damn, like this feels like really good. And we talked to them for like 2.5, 3 hours. Like we were just sitting there just talking and getting to know each other, talking football, just talking about life, talking about the things that we wanted to accomplish as men on and off the field. And, I felt like Georgia Tech and Coach Key and his staff's, their goals, I feel like they align with my goals and my individual goals. So I'll say another thing that people don't know. I actually committed to them right after that lunch. So they're hitting me up the night before on the phone, right? They flew down the next day on the PJ, met with them, have lunch. At the end of the lunch, I told them I'm committing to y'all. And then I posted it later that night. So that just goes to show, man, just the stand-up dudes and just the good people and the good men that Coach Key has, brought in and kept Coach Winkie from the previous staff, but just the people that he's trying to bring into this program, and like it just feels so right. And that feeling you get when something feels right. It's a feeling that is just unmatched. So I experienced that just in the first time in meeting with them. So that just goes to show the kind of men they are and the kind of coaches that they are. So I committed that day, posted it that night. And I ended up taking my visit to Georgia Tech this past weekend. And I was down there with Haynes. And so, the whole time, my mom and me and my parents, we're trying to like, hey, Haynes, like, come on, man, like, let's do it. Cause y'all know Haynes just committed to Georgia Tech yesterday. So, we were just like, come on, Haynes, we can do this, man. Like, let's come here and ball. And, him and Coach Winkie they had a great relationship because Coach Winkie actually recruited Haynes when he was at Tennessee. So they had a tremendous relationship even coming into the recruiting process once he hit the portal. But yeah, the whole time I was just really trying to just serve as a third recruiting coach for Haynes to come on, man, and make that move. And I can say this now. I was confident that he was going to end up coming to Georgia Tech because he has had a great relationship with Coach Winkie, and then he just developed a great relationship with Coach Faulkner and Coach Key and things like that. But besides Haynes, I do want to talk about my visit. So I actually love the way I set it up. So the official visit weekend for Georgia Tech didn't start until Friday, and it was like Friday through Sunday. But, for my schedule, it worked out for me to come Thursday through Saturday. And, just a big kudos to, Kyler Glover and she's the director of on-campus recruiting at Georgia Tech for, her and her staff and, the rest of the staff just doing anything they could to set up my visit last minute because, like I said, Georgia Tech came out of nowhere. So they did a tremendous job, accompanying me and my family. And so my mom and my girlfriend, she was there, and my pops, we flew down to Atlanta on Thursday. And just from there, man, it felt right. It was my first time ever in Atlanta. First time ever. I've always wanted to go. I've always wanted to visit. I've always heard great things about the city of Atlanta and, just what the city has to offer. And let me tell y'all, it exceeded every expectation I had set prior to going there. Every expectation I ever had for Atlanta, everything I've heard, all the good things I've heard, it exceeded every expectation that I had set for it. So I cannot wait to get down to the city of Atlanta. But anyway, yeah. So since my visit started a little earlier, I actually got the luxury of having more like one-on-one time with the staff and, just meeting everybody and, really having like personal interactions with the coaches and with the staff and, just with the people down there. And, man, we pulled up to the facility right when we got off the plane. And when I tell y'all that Georgia Tech is a hidden treasure, like, I mean that, like, for real. Like, the facilities, like, match up right with A&M. I swear. The stadium, the nutrition center, the academic center, the computer labs, the weight room, the locker room, the player lounge, everything was, like, top notch. And me, like, Georgia Tech didn't offer me out of high school, so never took a visit. Always knew about Georgia Tech, and but did not know that it was as good as it was. And so, we pulled up, and, me and my girlfriend and my parents were just like, damn, like, this is almost better than A&M. And, no knock on A&M because, A&M's got top-notch facilities, and we all know that. But like I said, Georgia Tech is a hidden treasure, like, real deal. And so, we were just taking our facilities tours and, our campus tours. And, man, the campus is beautiful. Like, it is modernized. It is innovative. It is everything. And it's right in the heart of Atlanta. So Georgia Tech is actually in Midtown Atlanta, and that's damn near, that's downtown. But when you're on campus, it feels like you're in your own little community. Like, you don't even feel like you're in Atlanta. Like, for instance, like a U of H, University of Houston, like, that's in Third Ward, downtown Houston, but, like, you still feel like you're in the city. When you're at Georgia Tech, you feel like you're in your own little, like, utopia. And it's crazy. And, we were just walking around the campus and, seeing the indoor facility and the training room and, just getting to meet different people and, sit down and have conversations with them and everything. And a big thing that I kind of knew when, about Atlanta, just the opportunities that it offers off the field. So Kevin Cohn, director of player development at Georgia Tech, he is the one who kind of sets up guys with internships and things like that. And, when I went down there, I was kind of telling them like, hey, like I want to get into broadcasting and, like my dream is to be like ESPN, like something like that. And he was like, Turner Sports is like right across the street. And it's dead ass right across the street, like 5 steps away from the Georgia Tech campus. So I was asking him like, hey, like, do you guys like have connections with them? And he looked at me, he was like, we have connections everywhere in every field. And so, that just made me more secure with my decision because, I am trying to get to the next level athletically, but, ball does end at some point. And when it does end, I feel like being in the city of Atlanta with the connections that it has to offer, it just sets me up for life after ball. Yeah. So Thursday night, they took us to a steakhouse in the heart of Atlanta. It was called Cut Steakhouse. And, it was so fun. And I felt special because no one else who was taking their OV got to do that. Only I did because I came in a day early. But it was me, Kyler Glover, Coach Winky, Coach Faulkner, my people, and my host, Kenyatta Watson, who is a DB at Georgia Tech. And he's actually best friends with my roommate, King and Jackson, because they played high school ball together. So I thought that was pretty cool. But, so we had dinner, man. It was a great conversation. Great food. The food was amazing. And then Kenyatta ended up, showing me the rest of the city, and we did our own little thing. Me and my girlfriend with him and his people after dinner. So, just being in the heart of Atlanta, man, just being down there was so amazing. Friday and Saturday, those were great days as well. Just getting to see all the other guys. And, actually for me, the best part of my visit, I think, was on Friday. I got to watch film with Coach Faulkner and Coach Winky for about 2 hours. And, we were just in there because they brought me in and I was in the coach's room, like where they watch film and where they evaluate and things like that. And they brought me in and, I got on the board and, they tried to test my football knowledge and, I passed the test. And, we were just, talking about concepts and, just I was telling them kind of what we do at A&M and, just drawing up concepts and, trying to get on the same page with like terminology and things like that. So that was probably the best part for me. Coach Faulkner was just showing me what he's done at Southern Miss and what he was doing at Georgia. And it all feels so right, man. And, and I feel like I keep saying that, but I'll say this. I have tremendous respect for my coaches at A&M. I respect those coaches like to the ultimate tier of respect. I have tremendous respect for them, but I feel like where I lacked and where they lacked as well, for me personally, I didn't have those relationships that you see like players have with their coaches. You feel me? And not saying that like I was just like I didn't talk to nobody and I just was like just like turning the cold shoulder. But I like, and even though I did talk to coaches and I talked to my position coaches and I talked to just coaches and Coach Fisher, I didn't have that that feeling of like I can go to my coach's office and just sit there and chill. And some guys on our team did have that. And I'm not knocking any of the coaches, but just it's different for everybody. So I didn't necessarily have the personal experience that I wanted to have with my A&M coaches. And that's on both parts. That's on my end and that's on their end. So but like I said, just when I hit the portal, those coaches, Coach Craig, Coach Coley, Coach Fisher, Coach Cromartie, Coach Rashad Green, those guys helped me so much throughout the portal. And just helping me just get in contact with coaches and, just speaking tremendously highly of me to other schools about me, man. So like I said, it's always going to be love for them. And just because I'm sitting here saying that I didn't have that relationship with them isn't me saying that they're bad coaches. It isn't me saying that they're bad people. It's just me being honest with myself and, just telling you how it is. But I have nothing but respect and love for all those coaches up there at A&M. And because, I kind of said in my last episode, some people have bad experiences with the portal. And, sometimes if you didn't handle yourself a class at your previous school, then you're not going to hear so many good things about them when they're talking to other coaches about you. So, but these coaches here at A&M, man, they truly took care of me even when I was in the portal. They're allowing me to come back and, finish my master's before I go to my different schools. So big kudos to Coach Fisher, just everybody involved on that end and, our AD, Ross Bjork. I got love for everybody in them. And so that's why I feel like I always be able to come back, and I always been Aggie. So I just wanted to say that and, just clear things up on that end. But yeah, man, we're just sitting down with those Tech coaches and, just having my family there. It meant so much to me because like I said, it just felt so personable and it felt so genuine. And, I was smiling the whole time. And, I was just really enjoying myself. And I did not want to come back to Texas yet when I came back on Saturday. But, yeah, moving forward, man, as I said a little earlier, Haynes King, he committed. So big round of applause to my guy Haynes King making that move and, making that jump to come play with me at Georgia Tech. He's got a good family, man. And, I didn't know that our moms were as close as they were because when we saw Haynes at the dinner on Friday night, like my mom was just like, "Oh, where's Jody? Where's Jody?" And then they found each other and they were talking damn near the whole night. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm very excited for Haynes, man. I think we both needed a fresh start with our careers. Things didn't go as planned at A&M, but I have a really good feeling for the both of us at Georgia Tech. And, the fans on Twitter, I've been trying to interact with the fans and, just trying to learn some more about the school and things like that. And, the fans have been so welcoming and they've shown so much love, through this whole process. And I'm really excited to get down there, man. And I know Haynes is as well. And, we're looking to compete for ACC championships and, championships at Georgia Tech. So that's the ultimate goal. Things are looking very bright for us and for Georgia Tech going forward. But all in all, man, the city of Atlanta and, Georgia Tech, I feel like is the best move for me. And, the transfer portal process is so nerve-wracking and it's so overwhelming and it can be so stressful. But, I really do feel like I found a home in Georgia Tech. And, I do feel like I see success for myself at Georgia Tech, both academically and athletically. So I am more – this is a message for my Georgia Tech fans that, have started to tune into the show since they've learned I've had a podcast. But Georgia Tech fans, Yellow Jacket Nation, man, I am so excited and tremendously blessed and appreciative to land at a spotlight at Georgia Tech. I can't even put into words the amount of excitement that my family and I have, just making that move down there. And we are so anxiously ready for you guys. And I know I'm ready for you guys and Haynes is ready for you guys. And, to my future teammates, man, I'm so ready to, to start grinding with y'all, man. And, just call y'all family. So this has been another episode of the Pot of Aggie Land. Got one more episode for y'all, so we're gonna finish it on a high note. But for everyone, both A&M fans and the Tech fans that have started to listen and tune in, I am so appreciative for everybody who has been on this roller coaster of a season, not only for me but for A&M football this season, man. And I appreciate all the support, all the love. And it's reciprocated from my end. So this has been another episode, and I'm out. Peace.